can't see anything now. Yeah, that was a good idea, I think, on my part. Might as well reuse this wood. You know, since I'm throwing it away, it definitely fills in the holes. I don't see anything now. I was just doing the math. Oh my God, yeah. It's been a very expensive DIY project, apparently, you know, because way back when I decided to build that fence, just because it was something I wanted to do and I thought it was pretty, and definitely, yeah, I wanted it to hide the trash next door. Because she is a pack rat, and, you know, she's got a lot of rats also that keep coming over, and just, anyway, I built the fence, right? So that cost me a lot of money, about $800, $900 in wood and posts, screws, whatever. It's for like 72 feet, panels, what have you. And then I did a lot of work because I had to clean out all her debris first and, repair her fence, at least so that, you know, mine could go up. And then, you know, I hoed the dirt and put a bunch of tree trunks from trees that I chopped down, rocks, what have you. I just wanted to make it be stumps, succulent plants and rocks and everything. Just make it look kind of pretty, you know. And mix match wood, what have you, make it look like it was thrown at. It looked good. I liked it. It was a fun fence. Now, okay, my neighbor didn't like it. She told me so. She didn't give me permission to build that fence. And then a few months later, I noticed that, you know, there's a trench being dug underneath it. And then I noticed that the fence is wobbling. And then I noticed that it's leaning towards the right. And then I had to start taking ropes to hold it up. And then, you know, I started seeing it on camera, on the security cameras that run alongside. And then I would see, yeah, that trench was getting longer, longer, longer. And then eventually, yeah, it just started to go over. So I took it down and then, you know, got rid of my fence. And then it was back to her original glory, that thing that's on the side there that she calls a fence. It's not a fence. And currently, yeah, she's still doing what she can to make the fence fall against this house because she wants a new fence. And she wants, I guess, us to pay for it, but because we already gave her one in the backyard or whatever. And anyway, so I sued, and legal fees, that added up to quite a bit. I had to, you know, get a bunch of pictures for evidence. You know, those 8x10s, they're like $1 a piece, all right? And I had probably a couple hundred pictures. I still have them. USB sticks for the judge, for the videos, just, you know, subpoenas, filing fees, etc. And then I won. I was happy. The argument was over with, so I thought. And then all of a sudden she files an appeal on the very last day possible. And now I got to, you know, do it all over again, spend more money on legal fees, get a lawyer. That wasn't cheap, you know. And so basically, I've spent between the cost of the fence and the legal fees for the small claims case that's supposed to be easy to contend with, supposedly. That's a joke in itself, yeah. It's not as cheap as they claim. But anyway, I've spent over $3,000, and I still do not have a fence. I could have spent that money on so much other stuff, you know, and not have the stress and not have the headache. And I still got to deal with the phony elder abuse case that's coming up. And again, that's more money because the lawyer is not free. Okay? And so I'm guessing grand total here is going to be about $4,000 by the time I get done with this fence that I probably never should have built. Had I not built the fence, none of this would have happened. And yeah, it's a lot of money and still not have a fence. So I just got to take it all into consideration, everything that's transpired over a DIY project. I guess think twice before you decide to do a DIY project. Especially if for some reason you think your neighbor, you know, might have a problem with your DIY project. Yeah, I'm just thinking about all the money I spent for nothing. Yeah, I could have spent that money on so much other things, really, truly. And, you know, the headache. I wouldn't be dealing with it. Everybody, I guess, apparently didn't want me to have a fence. Nobody, the judge, you know, the next door neighbor, whatever. Everybody thinks I was wrong to build that fence. But, you know, apparently, you know, clearly I lost in this case because I don't have a fence. I spent a lot of money. And it doesn't matter that the next door neighbor broke the law, intentionally destroying my property. Because, you know, apparently nobody feels I should have had that fence anyway. I don't know. I think it's crazy. I do. I'm just peeved. Just, like I said, doing the math. I definitely need to get out and go do some dancing and just brush it off my shoulders. Because, you know, you got to pick your battles. And you got, it's like a game of chess, I guess. You got to realize sometimes you lose. And in this case, I definitely lost big time. And a lot of money in the process just by trying to prove I should have won. Yeah. Very expensive DIY lesson. Bottom line, obviously, I'm going to think twice, maybe 3 times, before ever choosing to do a DIY project ever again. I got to think of all the ramifications of that DIY project. So yeah, you know, deep down, this DIY project definitely did not turn out the way I was hoping for. I mean, it did in the respect that the fence was nice. I was really proud of it. I was. I liked it. I'm glad I got a lot of pictures of it. It wasn't that I, you know, built it wrong. It was that my neighbor is not nice. And basically, you know, I know the truth. The neighbor knows the truth. The court system knows the truth. But unfortunately, apparently, I'm the only one who cares about the truth. So, yeah, I'm definitely not going to be jumping into any future DIY projects in the near future here. But I definitely think I'm going to grow some trees along that way just to eventually hide that fence that's standing over there. But you know, the other part of me was like, oh, frick it. I'm just going to let it stand so everybody can see what it was that caused the problem. Oh, no. Yeah. Lesson learned. DIY projects, before doing them, take into consideration any scenario that may not be beneficial to your DIY project. Thanks for listening to me vent. Bye for now.